The number one reason women cannot find love. Welcome to the MLC. It stands for the Mr. Limba channel. This is your host and your brother, Mr. Limba. Grab yourselves a cold drink and kick your feet up. It is time for the men to talk. A sad reality is that the American woman, regardless of race, mostly the Western woman, but more so the American woman, regardless of race, have a hard time finding love. Why should this be so difficult? You're just looking for someone who genuinely cares about you. You're just looking for someone to reciprocate love to you. That is what we hear. We hear that God is love, a quote from the Bible. A quote from those who believe in the Christian faith, the Hebrew faith, Jehovah's Witness, some form of faith that uses the Bible regardless of the particular faith. They all say that God is love. But are these relationships godly? That is number one. In other words, are the people involving in this relationship actually doing what God asked of them? Number one. Is the man coming as a leader? Number two. Is the woman coming as the one who submits? Very important. Before this great nation of all Christians, and they call themselves believers, we find a dilemma. This problem is the men are not coming in as leaders. The women don't even want leaders because they're coming with an agenda for the man to serve them, for the man to spend all this money, for the man to do what she asks, for him to tolerate all her misbehavior. Because she believes deep down through the brainwashing of the American society that if he behaves, if he performs all the tricks like a good doggy, that she can then reward him with vagina. She does not realize that sex is one, a sacred thing, a spiritual thing, and two, it is a pleasurable thing. It is not meant to be abused and used in all kinds of different ways that we see it used today. She doesn't properly understand that. So her whole thing is, I'm going to hold vagina hostage. I'm going to hold the vag as leverage to get him to do whatever I want. Here comes the man and his mistake. He decides to do all kinds of trick in order to get vagina. That is very, very sad because then he's no longer a leader. He is doing what she wants. Sadly enough, this number one reason why women cannot find love is not what the men are doing. No. It's the very simple fact that women don't understand that the easiest men to get along with are not the types that love them. When a woman first meets a guy, every man who has a rule, every man who has some kind of line, some kind of direction, a man who has boundaries is not the kind of man she likes. Example, if the man meets this woman online, let's say a dating app, and he says, "Hi, your name is Anna. Nice to meet you. Here's my number. Give me a text. Just let me know it is Anna." There's a very good chance she texts, "Hello, John," or just "hello," and never says who she is. If he asks for her to confirm who's texting, she goes in circles and refuses to do so. Eventually, she may even get in her feelings. Now, most guys will go in the comment section, nah, man, don't do that. Don't get all upset about that, man. Come on, that's petty. Keep it going. This is what I mean about a man not being a leader. You see, weak men like these think it's all about game. They think it's all about running game, right? So they think, why piss her off? Play along with it, keep it moving. Sadly enough, the number one reason why women can't find love is because women like men like that. So, since he's not holding her accountable for being disobedient, for ignoring, for not showing a sign of submission, we're not telling her to start having sex with this man. We're not telling her to start washing his clothes, to start cooking for him. to start picking him up or doing anything for him. We're asking her to perform a simple task that shows that she is cooperative, that she has the signs of a good listener. But you see, women don't like that kind of a man because he comes with a rule, no matter how small. Now, this is a small example. So what happens is, once this man checks her, not rudely, maybe he says, I did ask you to give me your name, right? I did ask you to text me your name so I know who it is, right? She may say something like, good night. She may not want to deal with this man anymore. He doesn't know how to behave. He lost his chance. That is what she say. But what she doesn't understand is that unlike a man, she is aging to the point where she can't even give birth anymore. Meanwhile, this man could be 55 years old and hook up with any woman that's 35 years old and still have children. But her clock is ticking, her time is ticking, and there are more players out there than there are husbands. There are more players than there are husband material. But this woman still does not get it. So the man she goes for, the man she falls for, is the man that does not have any boundaries. It is the man that does not have any structure. You understand? That is the kind of man she goes for because he makes her feel free. The problem with freedom is that many times you are running straight into a bottomless pit. The number one reason why women do not find love is because the men who makes them feel at ease, the one without any rules, the ones without any boundaries, the one that seems like everything is cool, he's always understanding, has one goal and one goal only. He will get the panties and then he will leave her. And then she goes, what is with these men? Why is it so hard to find love? I have given up on love. But girl, it is your fault. The woman does not understand that it is her fault. If a woman truly wants love, if a woman really, truly wants a real man, if a woman wants a man to lead her, to show her the way, the number one thing that she has to do is start dealing with men who are a little bit more difficult. She needs to deal with men that she perceives as difficult. Men who don't tolerate her ignoring him. Men who don't tolerate certain disrespect. Men who don't tolerate her being late when she said she would be there at 8, but she wasn't done till 10 p.m. Men who will not tolerate her canceling left and right on things that she have promised, and she's not even trying to reschedule. You see, many guys on YouTube will talk about game, talk about how to hook up with women, but they all got one thing in common. Take a look at this. These men have one thing in common. What these men have in common is that they preach the game of being centered. Now, while it is very important for a man to remain centered, because I myself understand this when I'm talking about game, because when you become off center, a woman tends to get flustered. She get upset, she skips off until she finds a guy who doesn't get off center, a guy who acts like nothing bothers him. But the problem is that is the player. A man who is up for games is not going to worry that she's disobedient. A man who is up for games is not going to worry that she's late. A man who is up for game is not going to worry that she is disregarding small instructions, because his only goal is to sleep with her and leave her. That is what women do not understand. But a man who truly cares will make sure he's dealing with a woman who can cooperate. Why? Because he may want a relationship. A man who truly cares that the woman respects his time. Why does he care about the woman's respect? Because he's probably looking for a real love relationship. The number one reason, once again, why women cannot find love. It is simple. They keep going for the F-boys. Why? Because the F-boys don't give an F. You understand? They don't care. These men will not get upset. They will tease. They will turn most of her misbehaviors into a joke. You understand? You see what I'm saying? They will turn everything sexual. You see what I mean? Everything is a sexual joke, and she likes it. It's cute. It's funny. Until one thing. Until he gets laid. And then she's sitting there wondering, why aren't these men real men? Why is love so hard? Why do love hurt so much? You hear this over and over again. Because all of these women, through American society's brainwashing, were thought to date in one particular way. Misbehave and have a man jump through hoops, tolerating all types of misbehaviors, because at the end she believes that her vagina will be his reward. So many men turns that into their goal. They get the vag and then they leave. They pump and they dump. They smash and they dash. This is why it is happening. The men have some blame of their own. But you do have to understand, when it comes to the USA, the United States of America, this great country as they put it, society have brainwashed the women when it comes to dating. Women do not understand mutual respect. They do not understand the way it was set up. They do not understand godliness. They do not understand submission. I'm not saying to submit to a man who's not your husband in the sense of sex, but the sad part is women are always ready to submit sexually to the man that they found attractive, cute, funny, exciting, the F-boy, because that's who has those characteristics. But they are not ready to submit with their mind. They're not ready to submit with their soul. They're not ready to submit with being on time for a date, with texting what they're supposed to text, with respect. They don't do that. But they don't realize the way they're functioning is temporary. And real men who really care, real men who are truly about love, who truly about building a family and a structure and being responsible, they will not tolerate the behaviors that the women are putting out, the misbehaviors that most of these women put out. A man who really cares about a wife will look for little things that she does to disobey him. The little facial expressions that shows disagreements, the tightening of the jaw, the pouting of the lips, the rolling of the eyes, the folding of the arms. A man who truly cares about love will take issue with those things. A man who truly cares about love from the get-go, if he says, text me later around 8 p.m., she says, I could do 8:30. He says, okay, no problem. 3 days later, she finally texts him. He will take issue with that. She better have a real reason, even if they just met, because it is about respect. Why? Because he cares. He's looking for a woman of quality. But you know who don't care? You know who plays it cool? You know who takes it easy? You know who goes, girl, ain't nothing to worry about. You know who goes, baby girl, it's all good. I know you busy, get your money. Take care of yourself. I'm here, I'm waiting on you. You know, I'm in the gym, still getting my sexy on. We gonna meet up, we gonna make it happen. And she's giggling, she's laughing, because that's cute. The one that goes, what were you doing, huh? What were you doing? You talking to another guy? That's what you were doing? That's what you're doing? And he's playing around with her and she thinks that's funny. No, it is not what I'm doing. Like, I know. I see how you walk, how you swing your hips. I see what you do. You know, you see them looking and, you know, now she's giggling and she think that's cute. But he's only taking it easy because the whole time she didn't call him, he was busy anyway, sleeping with another woman. My bad, sleeping with 2 to 3 to 4 other women. He's the F-boy. Oh, that is sad. But that is the #1 reason why women cannot find love. Women are living the American dream, a literal fantasy, something that does not exist. Looking for a man with no boundaries is not looking for a man at all. Every real man who cares about something has boundaries. He has lines, he has rules, and he has somewhere he's leading her to. If she can't follow a simple text that says, text me your name, if she can't follow a basic instruction that says, call me at 9 p.m. after she agrees, but yet doesn't do it, this woman cannot become a wife. She cannot raise the kids. She cannot have the right dinner cooked. She cannot be the support that he needs in the home as a feminine support, not a leader. She does not know how to submit to small things. There is no way she's going to submit to big things. Hence why she'll never get a husband. And if she does, she won't find love. It is sad. But through our society, through the YouTube skits of guys being afraid of their girlfriends and it's funny comedy, to all the guys who are on Instagram making comedy and the guys who are on Facebook with their little comedy skits that always come on where they're afraid of their girlfriends. They can't turn their neck and look at another woman that's walking by. You know, they're always hiding their phone. She doesn't play. These women actually bought into that. And sadly, our daughters and sisters and aunts and female cousins think this is reality. So they meet these men who play it cool, they give up their vaginas, and then these men bounce. Why, ladies? If women really want love, the solution is find a man with boundaries. Not an angry psycho, but a man who actually have a very calm way of letting you know when he's unhappy with something. No matter how beautiful the woman is, no matter what kind of revealing clothing she is wearing, no matter how nice her hips are, it doesn't matter. Because he respects himself first. He have his principles and he stand on them and they become his standards. And if she violates them, she gotta go. And as she keep trying to get a man who's gonna do what she wants, she's gonna keep realizing that all of those men are nothing but F-boys. Because once they get it, and now they're gone. And if she wants true love, if she wants a real man, that man with boundaries is the way to go. For those of you on Patreon, and 4 days from now, I will have some very excellent content on the psychological level coming up. Stay tuned for some dark psychology breakdown. For those of you who are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I did dump my channel to the point where, I wanted to change my viewership. So I changed a lot of my tags. I was getting like 10,000 views in under 1 hour. And I wanted to shake that up a bit. I don't want every and anybody viewing my channel. This channel is for people willing to change and go against the status quo. People who are not in their feelings and actually care. And mainly, it is a channel for men only. And if anybody else decides to watch, like women, it is without any complaint. You have agreed to the terms of this channel. With that said, it is your brother, Mr. Limba. If you are new, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you can stomach this content. Until next time, peace out.